M- Units Unit 6, Mobile Phones Basic Servicing Does and Don'ts. Mobile phones are becoming ever more popular and rapidly becoming attractive targets for malicious attacks. Mobile phones face the same security challenges as traditional desktop computers, but their mobility means they are also exposed to a set of risks quite different to those of computers in a fixed location. Mobile phones can be infected with worms, Trojan horse, or other virus families, which can compromise your security and privacy or even gain complete control over the device. This guide provides the necessary steps, does and don'ts, and tips to secure your mobile devices. Example of malicious attacks is adware, ransomware, and spyware. Here are the steps to be followed before mobile phone usage. Step 1. Read the manufacturer manual carefully and follow the guidelines as specific to set up your mobile phones. Step 2. Record the IMEI or International Mobile Equipment Identity number for tracking your mobile in case you lose it. Note, this is usually printed on the phones below the battery or can be accessed by keying asterisk number sign 06 number sign on most of the phones. Here the mobile phone IME numbers. Mobile phone security threats categories. Mobile device and data security threats. Threats related to unauthorized or international physical access to mobile phone and lost or stolen mobile phones. Mobile connectivity security threats. Threats related to mobile phones, connectivity to unknown system, phones, and network using technologies like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, USB, etc. Mobile application and operating system security threats. Threats arising from vulnerabilities in mobile application and operating systems. Mitigation against mobile device and data security attack does and don'ts for mobile device. Record IME numbers. Record the unique 15 digits IME numbers in case mobile phone is stolen lost. These IME numbers is required for registration complied at police station and may help in tracking your mobile phones through service provider. Enable device locking. Use auto lock to automatically lock the phone or keypad lock protected by passcode security patterns to restrict access to your mobile phone. Use a PIN to lock SIM card. Use a PIN or personal identification numbers for SIM or subscriber identity module card to prevent people from making use of it when stolen. After turning on SIM card security, each time phone start it will prompt to enter SIM PIN. Use password to protect information to the memory card. Report lost or stolen devices. Report lost. Use a PIN to lock SIM card. Use a PIN personal identification numbers for SIM subscriber identity module card to prevent people from making use of it when stolen. After turning on SIM security each time phones start it will prompt to enter SIM PIN. Use password to protect information on the memory card. Report lost or stolen devices. Report lost or stolen devices immediately to the nearest police station and concerned service provider. Use mobile tracking future. Use the future of mobile tracking with the could help it will mobile phone is lost stolen. Every time a new SIM card is inserted in the mobile phones, it would automatically send message to pre-select phones number of your choice so that you can track your mobile device. Don'ts. Never leave your mobile device unattended. Turn off application, camera, audio, video player, and connection Bluetooth, infrared, Wi-Fi when not in use. Keeping the connection on may pose security issue and also cause the drain out the battery. Do's and don'ts for data security. Don'ts. Back up data regularly. Back up data regularly and set up your phone such that it back up your data when you're synced in. You can also back up data and separate memory card. This can be done by using the vendor's documents backup procedure. Reset to factory setting. Make sure to reset to factory setting when a phone is permanently given to another user to ensure that personal data in the phone is wiped out. Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi short for wireless fidelity. Wi-Fi refers to wireless networking technology that allows computer and other devices to communicate over a wireless signal. Many mobile device, video game system, and other standalone device also include Wi-Fi capability, enabling them to connect to wireless network. This device may be able to connect to the internet using Wi-Fi. Thus, connect only to the trusted network. Use Wi-Fi only when required. It is advisable to switch off the service when not in use. Beware while connecting to public network as they may not be secure. Don'ts. Never connect to unknown network or trusted network.
Do's. Keep your phone and apps up to date. The iOS and Android operating system, as well as the apps you're running on your mobile device, are you updated regularly to add features, fix bugs, and improve privacy or security. You should ensure you're running the most up-to-date version of those on your devices. Defend your phone against malware. Mobile malware, as its name suggests, is malicious software that is specifically target the operating system on mobile phones. So there are many types of mobile malware variants and different methods of distribution and infection. As more users are steadily moving away from desktop operating system and favoring mobile devices, instead, it was only a matter of time before hackers switch tactics. Turn off your Bluetooth. Minimizing your Bluetooth usage minimizes your exposure to very real vulnerabilities. That includes an attack called Bluebird, announced this week by the security firm Armis, which would allow any affected device with Bluetooth turned onto be attacked through a series of vulnerabilities. The flaws are not in the Bluetooth standard itself, but in implementation in all sorts of software. Encrypt all your sensitive information. Encryption is an important privacy tool when you are sending sensitive, confidential, or personal information across the internet. Encryption scrambles plain text into a type of secret code the hackers, cybercriminals, and other online snobs can read even if they intercept it before it reaches its intended encryption. Don'ts. Don't go overboard with animation. For example, think of any website that is fancy and professional looking, but it requires you to wait a few seconds to load an animation and to access the website you're visiting. That's what it happens if you have used over animation on your cell phone. It makes your phone run slow. Keep it as small and as possible. Don't download too many addictive apps. There are a lot of apps that run at least some processes in the background. The more apps that you download that run in the background, the slower your phone is going to get. This is because there are only so many processes that a phone can handle, including both open and background apps. A sluggish operating system is indicative of too many apps running in the background. This is even more problematic for those who have older phones. Modern phones come with 3 to 4 gigabytes of RAM, random access memory. This is the part of the phone that allow apps to run. On older phones, you may only have 1 to 2 gigabytes. If your phone is even older, you could have far less. With only that much memory, you are significantly impacting your ability to use a phone Don't run your mobile when battery is low and loading too many apps. Don't run your mobile when battery is low. Turn down the brightness because one of the easiest ways to prolong your battery life is to turn down the screen brightness. I know this is an obvious tip, but it's been shown that the lowering the brightness really does make a difference. Then turn off the Wi-Fi connection. When your Wi-Fi connection is turned on, your phone is hard at work looking for a hotspot. Don't jailbreak your mobile phone. A jailbreak is a hack that seems to promise free apps, extra features, and better performance your laptop, phone, gaming console, or even your tractor. Also called rooting, it instead removes essential security features from your device, leaving you vulnerable to stalkers, hackers, and theft.
Avoid long conversation. Long conversation without using proper headphones cause heating effect on brain cells due to electromagnetic radiation. Radio frequency radiation could be penetrate human cells and damage tissues in our body over time. Long-term exposure of high-power RF signal could harm our brain cells, skin, ear, etc. Use headset or speaker phone option. Use two good wire or wireless headset reduce risk of electromagnetic radiation to brain cells. Make use of speakerphone option whenever possible. Bluetooth technology uses very low power for transmission and consider it as a safe way. Moderate use to use with mobile device. Keep mobile device away from your body. All transmitting device should keep away from your body. Avoid any direct contact with body and keep it inside bag or a pouch if possible. While sleeping, keep your mobile device away from your bed and switch off mobile data and Wi-Fi option. Turn off cellular data and Wi-Fi. Turn off your phone, cellular data, Wi-Fi option, and Bluetooth when not used. Before sleep, turn off all wireless transmitting device like wireless routers using a timer or manually. Mobile device are always connected to wireless data at home and office. Applications on mobile device are continuously running in the background. Turn off the data and Wi-Fi option to stop communicating. Fewer calls, more text. Sending text message takes shorter transmission time and safe compared to long conversation. As text message or email message whenever possible to avoid mobile phone calls. Text allow keeping in the cell phone away from body and shorter. Duration of transmission is much safer compared to longer calls. Avoid calls at places with low signal reception. Avoid phone calls while traveling on a vehicle. Cell phones continuously send signal to maintain contact with cell tower, and it could cause the mobile device to transmit high power radiation than ideal condition. Use landline telephone. Calls using landline telephones are safe way to reduce use of mobile phone and cordless phone. Make use of landline phone at office and home for long conversation. Keep cell phone away from children Children are more sensitive to RF radiation due to smaller head circumference and brain size. Studies show that cell phone radiation affect bone density, especially in kids below age of 10 years old. Do not allow children as mobile device unless really necessary, and make sure the call length is short as possible. Simple things you can do to be more secure online, making your device. Online identity and activities more secure really doesn't take much effort. In fact, several of our tips about what you can do to be more secure online boil down to little more than common sense. These tips for being more secure in your online life will help keep you safer. Number 1. Install an antivirus and keep it updated. We call this type of software antivirus, but finding of actual computer viruses is just one small part of what they do. Number 2. Explore the security tools you install. Many excellent apps app settings help protect your device and your identity. But they are only valuable if you know how to use them properly. To get the maximum protected power from these tools, you must understand their features and settings.
Here are 15 mobile device security tips to consider to help keep your phone secure. Number 1. Always lock your phone when it's not in use. Set up Touch ID or facial recognition on your device and back that up with a unique PIN or pattern. For example, when you are doing something and you leave your cell phone without a password or pattern and it is opened by your friends or any other person, of course, it is inevitable that they will use it because you did not enter a password. So, let's not forget to enter a password for the safety of our device and set up the facial recognition of our phones. In case we forget the password, we can still open our cell phones. Number 2. Don't download apps from third-party sites. Cybercriminals create spoof apps to trick people into downloading malware or spyware onto their device. Of course, we must always be careful when downloading apps on other websites because cybercriminals or hackers are always on the lookout and your device can be hacked and get a virus. And also, we always use the official apps from Google Play or App Store so that we can prevent cybercriminals or hackers and make our device safe. Number 3. Avoid public charging stations unless there is an emergency. Hackers have been known to set up fake charging stations in scams known as juice jacking. After you plug in, they can access your phone's data or install malware on the device. Avoid public charging stations, especially when you know those charging stations are fake, because they can access your device and install malware in your device. In case of emergency, you can charge at public charging stations if you know it is legit. Number 4. Use caution when connecting to public Wi-Fi networks. Be careful when connecting Wi-Fi, especially when you are connected to hackers. Hackers can also spread malware through an unsecured Wi-Fi connections. If you allow file sharing across a network, a hacker can easily infect your device with malware. Number 5. Use a different password for every account you own and don't save them in your browser. You should have multiple different passwords to stay safe. The more different passwords you have, the harder it will be to hack all or many of your accounts. If you want to keep your personal information safe, then it's important to have a separate password for each online account you have, especially when it comes to your most important accounts such as your bank accounts or email accounts. Number 6. Try to avoid opening email links even if you think the sender is familiar. Phishing is an email attack attempting to trick you into either opening an attachment that contains a virus, clicking a web link that contains a virus, or visiting a website which creatively asks for personal information. Don't click links if it is unfamiliar. It is dangerous if you open the link without knowing who sent the link. Number 7. If you must connect your phone to public Wi-Fi, avoid visiting websites that contain sensitive or financial information, like your bank or credit card's website. If you have to do this, use a virtual private network or VPN, which encrypts your data. If you are in a public places, when you connect in any Wi-Fi connections, we should always avoid opening websites like bank accounts. Of course, there is still a possibility that they might hack the account that will be opened on those websites. They can monitor, so if we ever connect, let's avoid opening the important details and accounts. Number 8. Install antivirus software on mobile devices. As a best practice for any mobile device, phones, tablets, or other, consider adding antivirus software for the additional security it provides against malware or other viruses. Most antivirus software operates in a background once installed, providing real-time protection against virus attacks. Virus protection software can help protect your files and hardware from malware like worms, Trojan horses, and spyware, and may also include features like customized firewalls and websites blocking. Number 9. Always back up your smartphone's data. If your mobile device gets lost, stolen, or destroyed, would you feel safe that your contacts, pictures, apps, and email data are secure? Make sure that you sync your phone so your data is backed up, whether that be on the cloud or to personal external hard drive. It is necessary to frequently back up your Android, iPhone, or other smartphone in multiple locations. It will let you relax by ensuring that all of your images, important files, and contacts are safe and accessible at all times. Number 10. Speaking of lost cell phones, turn on remote tracking in your mobile device settings. The tracking device should always be on our phone. On the iPhone, the call is Find My iPhone, then on Android users, it is Find My Device. The advantage is that when the tracking device is turned on, we can see or we can find where it went missing. But if it is stolen, we can find it because our phone's tracking device is turned on. Number 11. Invest in mobile threat defense. This software scans your phone and will alert you to suspicious activity like rogue applications and fake Wi-Fi network. It also includes fully managed restoration if data exposure were to lead to an identity theft incident. Mobile Threat Defense or MTD solutions are aimed at protecting individuals or organizations from threats on iOS, Android, and Chrome devices by preventing, detecting, and remediating mobile attacks. Number 12. Enable two-factor authentication or 2FA. For your key accounts like mobile banking apps and peer-to-peer payment apps, this added layer of security may help prevent a thief from being able to wipe out your financial accounts. 2FA is critical for web security since it reduces the threats of compromised passwords right away. If a password is hacked, guessed, or is pieced, it is no longer sufficient to give access to an intruder without approval from the second factor, the password is useless. Number 13. Audit your apps to see what information they are accessing. The terms and conditions and infos in the apps we downloaded, we must be aware of what they are because they can access our account, hack, use them for scamming, and so on. Many apps are dangerous. Information and locations can be leaked. They can see which is dangerous for our safety. We need to be extra careful in downloading and using different apps because it is not 100% sure that the information and so on that we put will be safe. Number 40. Do not root your Android or jailbreak your iPhone. It allows you to complete control over your device and eliminate some of the manufacturer's security features. Number 50. Always update your phone's operating system or OS when prompted. These updates are meant to protect your device and information. Updates your operating system, repair bugs and security problems, and also clean out outdated software that could affect your device to slow down. To keep your devices safe, make sure they're running the most recent version of their operating system. And to make our computers or devices safer and keep hackers from exploiting vulnerable spots. Number 12. Enable two-factor authentication or 2FA. For your key accounts like mobile banking apps and peer-to-peer payment apps, this added layer of security may help prevent a thief from being able to wipe out your financial accounts. 2FA is critical for web security since it reduces the threats of compromised passwords right away. If a password is hacked, guessed or is phishing, it is no longer sufficient to give access to an intruder without approval from the second factor. The password is useless. Number 13. Audit your apps to see what information they are accessing. The terms and conditions and infos in the apps we downloaded, we must be aware of what they are because they can access our account, hack, use them for scamming, and so on. Many apps are dangerous. Information and locations can be leaked. They can see which is dangerous for our safety. We need to be extra careful in downloading and using different apps because it is not 100% sure that the information and so on that we put will be safe. Number 40. Do not root your Android or jailbreak your iPhone. It allows you to complete control over your device and eliminate some of the manufacturer's security features. Number 50. Always update your phone's operating system or OS when prompted. These updates are meant to protect your device and information. Updates your operating system, repair bugs and security problems, and also clean out outdated software that could affect your device to slow down. To keep your devices safe, make sure they're running the most recent version of their operating system. And to make our computers or devices safer and keep hackers from exploiting vulnerable spots.